السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. مرحبا بكم في هذا الفيديو الجديد الخاص بتلاميذ الجذور المشتركة الذين يدرسون في كتاب Visa to the World. اليوم سوف نمر إلى الوحدة رقم 7 عنوانها The Arts. Hi everyone, welcome again to this English course presented by Ahmed Sayer. Before we start, please like, share, follow and subscribe. I would like to thank you for subscribing. شكرا لكم على الدعم وشكرا لكم على المشاركة وعلى البرتاج. تحياتي لكم جميعا. بسم الله على بركة الله. This course is intended to common core students working with Visa to the World. This is unit number 7 entitled The Arts, and we are going to start with part number 1. هذا الجزء الأول من هذا الدرس هذايا اللي العنوان ديالو biographies، و biographies هي السيرة الذاتية ولا السير الذاتية. grammar فضلت على أنني نبدأ بجرامر لأن مهم بزاف هذا الدرس ديال الجرامر. alright, so grammar شنو عندنا هنايا؟ the verb to be in the simple past. هنا اليوم غندخلوا لواحد الدرس جديد اللي هو the simple past الماضي، وغادي نبداو أول شيء ب the verb to be. كيفاش كنصرفوا the verb to be في simple past؟ إذا كنقولوا I was، he was، she was، it was. كنقولوا we were، you were، they were. في النيجاتيف كنقولوا I wasn't، he wasn't، she wasn't، we weren't، you weren't، they weren't. في interrogative كنقولوا was I، was he، was she، was it، were you، were they and were we. إذا contraction كنقولوا was not ولا wasn't، were not ولا weren't. alright, so now ندوزو لهاد الاكسرسايز. إذا سهلة I was، you were، he was، she was، كنت، كان، كانت etc. إذا هذا هو الطريقة كيفاش كنصرفوا الverb to be in the past. نشوفوا هاد الاكسرسايز اللي عندنا هنايا. fill in the blanks with the verb to be in the past. So when you born، إذا هنا غنعملوا when were you born لأن عندنا you. I إذا هنا غنعملوا was. what your occupation، what was your occupation. I a filmmaker، I was a filmmaker, an actor and a music composer. Who were your parents؟ من كان والديك؟ My father was Charlie Chaplin and my mother was Hannah Hill, for example. and they artists إذا نعملوا هنا was ولا were، إذا نعملوا were لأن عندنا they. yes they were musical hall entertainers. إذا هذا هو the verb to be في simple past هو هذا. دابا غادي ندوزو للتكست اللي عندنا هنايا listen and read. وعندنا هنايا التكست اللي فيه كيتكلم على تشارلي تشابلين. إذا غادي نحاولوا نسمعوا لهذا التكست وفي نفس الوقت غنتبعوا ونشوفوا التمارين.
Unit 7. The Arts. Biographies. Listen and read.
Charlie Chaplin was born Charles Spencer Chaplin in London, England on April 16, 1889. His parents, Charles Chaplin Sr. and Hannah Hill, were music hall entertainers. In 1896, when Hannah was not able to care for her children, Charlie and his brother Sidney were admitted to the Hanwell School for Orphans and Destitute Children. During the period of silent comedies, Chaplin was one of the most famous stars in the history of film industry. He was often called the funniest man in the world. He was not just an actor, he was also the director of nearly all his films, and he was the music composer of all his sound pictures. Some of his films were The Kid in 1920, The Gold Rush in 1925, Modern Times in 1936, and The Great Dictator in 1940. These films were and still are very popular.
alright, now we move to comparison. دابا ندوزو comparison وغنحاولوا نجاوبوا على الأسئلة اللي عندنا هنايا. right, true or false, justify your answer. Charlie Chaplin was American. it's false باش عرفناها لأننا عندنا England. so in London, England. His parents were artists. It's true. They were musical hall entertainers. إذن كانوا entertainers. So musical hall entertainers. And هنايا Spencer Chaplin was his father's name. False. His father's name is Charles Chaplin. He was the director of all his films. False. He was nearly ماشي all his films ولكن nearly all his films. تقريبا الأفلام ديالو كاملين ماشي الأفلام ديالو كاملين. alright ندوزو دابا listening. very important exercise هنا بما ان دخلنا دابا في الباست في الماضي يعني وجدوا راسكم راه جميع لي تكست كلشي غنعملوه في الماضي. Before you listen, what do these people have in common? What do you know about them? So what do they have in common? شنو هو الشيء المشترك ما بين هالناس كاملين؟ They are famous people. إذن هادو ناس اللي هما مشهورين. اوكي هما هادو تشارلي تشابلن، اوجين اونيل، شعيبية، بيتهوفن، جيمس، ام كلثوم، موليير، شكسبير، بوب مارلي. Alright, now let's move to listening number 1. غنسمعوا listening number 1 وملي غيكمل غنشوفوا التمرين ديالو. Listen please وغادي نعمروا داك الجدول اللي عندنا تما. غنعمروا داك الجدول بالمعلومات اللي عندنا تما. Occupation المهنة، date of birth, city of country and additional information بمعنى معلومات أخرى. نبداو first listening.
Unit 7. The Arts. Biographies. Conversation 1. Listening.
Who's your favorite artist? Kulthum. She was the greatest Arab singer in the 20th century.
She was born in Egypt, wasn't she?
Yes, she was born in the countryside.
When was she born?
1904.
What else do you know about her?
She was the first Arab singer to sing in the Olympia in Paris.
alright كنتمنى تكونوا سمعتوا لهذا الاوديو هذا. اذا غنبداو بالاجوبه. بطبيعه الحال التكست كان على ام كلثوم. So the occupation she's singer. She was a singer, the greatest Arab singer. Date of birth 1904. City country Egypt. Additional information على ام كلثوم اللي جاتنا هنايا. ام كلثوم she was the first Arab singer to sing in the Olympia in Paris. شوفوا دابا second listening.
Unit 7. The Arts. Biographies. Conversation 2. Listening.
My favourite artist is Charlie Chaplin.
Was he American?
No, he wasn't. He was British. He was born in London in 1889. His fourth wife was Eugene O'Neill's daughter.
Who was that?
Eugene O'Neill was America's greatest playwright. He was born in New York City in 1888. He was the Nobel Prize winner of 1936.
alright إذا second listening غندوزو دابا نجاوبو على الأسئلة. بطبيعة الحال listening كان على تشارلي تشابلن. Occupation he's an artist. Date of birth 1889. City London. Additional information about Charlie Chaplin. His fourth wife was Eugene O'Neill daughter. إذا غنشوفو كذلك هاد Eugene O'Neill. He is a playwright كاتب مسرحي. He was born in 1888 in New York. Additional information. He was the Nobel Prize winner of 1936. إذا نشوفو next listening.
Unit 7. The Arts. Biographies. Conversation 3. Listening.
I like James Dean.
Yeah, I like him too. But I don't know much about him, except that he was American.
Yes, he was born in Indiana. His parents weren't very rich.
When was he born?
In 1931. Times weren't good then.
And what did he look like?
Well, he was short, thin, and good-looking. Everybody was in love with him.
alright now غنشوفوا التكست اللي سمعنا دابا الاوديو. بطبيعة الحال الاوديو على جيمس دين. now جيمس دين ما عاملين شي occupation ديالو. so he was شي واحد اللي مشهور so very famous. he was born in 1931. he was born in Indiana and he was short, thin and good looking. إذن غادي يكون هدايا an actor غيكون شي ممثل أكيد. next or the last audio نسمعوا last audio آخر audio اللي غادي نشوفوه نسمعوه.
Unit 7. The Arts. Biographies. Conversation 4. Listening.
Who is your favorite artist?
You know I like classical music. My favorite artist is Mozart.
I know him. He was from Germany.
No, he wasn't from Germany. He was born in Austria.
Australia?
No, Austria. He was born in the city of Salzburg in 1756.
What else do you know about him?
His father was the leader of the local orchestra.
Alright, إذا غادي نشوفوا هاد الأوديو. إذا غيكون أكيد على موزارت. So he is a classical music. He is a musician. He was born in 1756 in Austria, and his father was the leader of the local orchestra. إذا الأب ديالو كان هو القائد ديال الأوركسترا. إذا هادو هما اللسنين اللي سمعنا. كنتمنى أنكم تعاودوا هاد اللسنين مزيان باش تحاولوا تأقلموا مع السمع ديال الإنجليزية. Now we move to the next one. Communication. This is communication. Talking about past events. Verb to be. He was when was born. متى ولد. Where was born. أين ولد. Who was من كان. What was ماذا كان. نشوفوا هذا الحوار اللي عندنا هنايا. Practice the conversation with your partner. Do you know Pablo Picasso? No, I don't. Who is he? He was a Spanish painter. When was he born? He was born in 1881. Where was he born? He was born in Malaga. What else do you know about him? He was the founder of the Cubism school. إذا غنشوفوا كيو كارد A and B. نشوفوا ديك البطاقات نختاروا رقم واحد. رقم واحد مطلوب منا ask A about his or her favorite artist and take notes. و B غيجاوبنا tell B about your favorite artist Louis Armstrong the American jazz musician. وغنعملوا على شكل حوار. إذا غيجي بهذا الشكل هذايا. الأولية do you know Louis Armstrong? No, I don't know. Who is he? He is an American jazz musician. When was he born? متى ولد. He was born on August the 4th, 1901. I'm sorry. Where was he born? He was born in New Orleans in the United States. What else do you know about him? شنو اللي كتعرف آخر عليه. He was a musician and a singer. His song What a Wonderful World is very famous. كذلك دوزوا الرقم 2 وعملوا كذلك نفس الحوار على هذه. Alright, دوزوا دابا reading عندكم. Before you read, what's the name of this portrait? The name اسم هذه هو Mona Lisa. Where can you see it? Louvre Museum. Who was the painter? بطبيعة الحال ليوناردو دافنشي. نقراو هاد التكست هذا على ليوناردو دافنشي الرسام ديال هاد اللوحة هذه، وغادي نحاولوا ما أمكن نجاوبوا على الأسئلة اللي عندنا هنا. When and where was Da Vinci born? طبعا الحال عندكم تما 1452 in Italy. Where were his parents from? Vinci. In addition to painting, what other fields was Leonardo da Vinci interested in? He was interested in anatomy, astronomy, botany, geology, geometry and optics. البصريات. Where was Mona Lisa's husband from? Mona Lisa's husband was from Florence. What does Mona mean? Mona means my lady Lisa. Why is Mona Lisa called La Gioconda? Because it's the feminine form of her husband's last name. اوكي اذا هالأجوبة كاملة وكاينة في التكست، جبناها كاملة من التكست. alright WordNet. هنا WordNet عندنا واحد مجموعة ديال الأفعال اللي خصنا نرجعوهم أسماء أو أسماء نرجعوهم أفعال، ومن بعد adjective من بعد adverb. succeed, success, successful, successfully. succeed هي ينجح، success هو النجاح، successful ناجح، successfully بنجاح. act activity, active actively. عندنا هنا song singer، الverb هو sing، adjective singing singingly. musical ما كاينش الverb، وطبيعة الحال musician، وهنا musically. paint painter paintable ما كاينش adverb. designer design designed designedly. create creation أو creative بحال لا creation و the adjective creative and creatively. inspiration inspire inspired inspiredly. imaginative the verb imagine imagination and imaginatively. إذا هادو هما الادفيرب. لاحظوا على أن الادفيربs كاملين كيكون عندهم ly في الأخير l and y. بالعربية بحماس بشغف بنجاح etc. writing. شوفوا شنو عندنا هنا في writing. Who is your favorite artist? Use the questions below to write a paragraph about him or her. إذا غتكلموا على الفنان المفضل لكم وغتستعملوا هاد الأسئلة وهاد الأجوبة باش تجاوبوا. What's her or his name? When was he or he born? etc. إذا غنعطيو مثال. My favorite actor is Mr. Bean. He was born in London in 1950. He is married and has 2 children. He was in Harvard University in 1979, for example. He is famous for comic films. I like him because he makes me feel happy and he makes me laugh a lot. اوكي يجعلني كنضحك بزاف. اذا هذا هو النهايه ديال الجزء الاول ديال هذا اليونت. Thank you for watching. This is the end of unit number 7, part number 1, Visa to the World, presented by Ahmed Sayar. See you later. Before you leave, please like, share, follow and subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. شكرا للمتابعه. نلقاكم ان شاء الله في الفيديو في الجزء الثاني من هذا الفيديو اللي هو مهم بزاف كيفاش نصرفوا الافعال في simple past. Thank you very much. See you next time.